Hi, I'm Sam Coulston, and welcome to The Hidden Injustice of Banning Films. I hope you enjoy. Take a second to think about some movies that have been banned. Now, what kind of movies did you think of? Did you think about Cannibal Holocaust, a movie banned in the UK, Italy, Australia, and other countries for its graphic depiction of sexuality and violence? And not only that, but they also killed animals during the production, and what happens to the characters in the movie made audiences believe that the cast of actors had actually died in real life. Or did you think of the Seth Rogen and James Franco movie, The Interview, a movie banned in North Korea for, well, making fun of North Korea? Around the world, many countries have organizations and committees that determine whether certain films should be banned. When choosing whether to ban a film or not, these committees and organizations should ask themselves one question: will this film possibly endanger the public? Generally, the films that do get banned talk about political issues, societal issues, and other topics that could be seen as controversial. Sometimes, though, a film just gets banned because it's a horror flick that went too far. Different foreign governments around the world ban movies for their own purposes. These governments no longer put the safety of the public as their top priority, and instead ban films whenever they find it convenient. Foreign governments frequently ban movies for their own political agendas, but they should only be able to ban movies for the purpose of public safety. Governments around the world ban politically charged films and punish their directors, despite these films being made legally. One such film that was banned is director Tian Zhuang's The Blue Kite. In his article, A Masterwork Suppressed, Richard Corliss illustrates how the Chinese government banned a Chinese film that detailed the events of a fictional family in Maoist China, as well as how the director of the film and 6 other Chinese directors were banned from filming in China. This film was not banned because it could endanger the public. It was banned because it made the government look bad. Not only that, but the director and 6 others were banned from even filming in their home country anymore. All because their government valued its presentation over the hard work and creativity of 7 of its citizens. A similar event happened in Pakistan. In her article, Pakistani Terrorist Gets a Film Banned Because It Makes Him Look Bad, Rishi Iyengar explains how Hafiz Saeed, a Pakistani terrorist, and his lawyer were able to get a film banned because it painted him in a bad light. The main points of the film are that it was based on the Mumbai attacks of 2008, which were supposedly put together by Saeed. The attack took more than 150 lives. Despite the US and the UN's classification of Saeed as a terrorist, as well as putting a $10 million bounty on him, Saeed's lawyer claimed that the movie inaccurately displayed Saeed as a terrorist, and that the actor's words would cause the Pakistani public to view him as one. The Pakistani government was unfortunately manipulated into banning this film, even though the government itself did not seek out to ban this film in the first place. Second, in his article, Strike Up the Band, 5 films that sparked international incidents, Eric Dodd details the events of the banning of Cry Freedom in South Africa. Cry Freedom is a film that showcased the harsh reality of apartheid-era South Africa in the late 70s. As Dodd states, unsurprisingly, South African officials were somewhat uncomfortable with a film that depicted rampant discrimination, political corruption, and racial violence in the segregated country. The South African Minister of Information, Stoffel van der Merwe, called the film crude propaganda, and claimed it would ruin their public image. I believe Merwe disliked the movie for its accurate depiction of life in South Africa, and that was the driving factor behind its ban. Governments should not be able to ban a movie just because it points out their societal issues. Some people argue that governments around the world should be able to ban any politically charged films they see fit to ban, as they know what's best for their people. And, to a point, I agree. That being said, though, governments should only be able to ban politically charged films if they pose a direct threat to the public, not just if the films do not fit their political agenda. In some situations, certain politically charged films should be banned because they do truly pose a threat to public safety. Come and See, directed by Elim Klimov, is one of those films. In his article, There's No Other War Movie as Horrifying or Vital as Come and See, K. Austin Collins describes the history and making of the film. Come and See is a 1985 Soviet anti-war film about the Nazis' occupation of Belarus and a young man's attempt to join the resistance fighters and survive. The film was banned for being too realistic in its depiction of the graphic violence and death that occurred during the Nazi occupation of Belarus, and it fought for 7 years to be released. Eventually, Come and See received the Fipresi Prize at the 14th Moscow International Film Festival. This is an example of a politically influenced movie that was banned for simply being too dangerous and disturbing for the public to view. No ulterior motives, the way it should be. Just to reiterate, in case I haven't said it enough, films should only be banned because they pose a direct danger to the public. Sarah Szabo is the author of the article Horror Movies Banned for Being Too Disturbing on Looper.com. One such movie is Slender Man. The movie centers around a group of teenage girls who make it their goal to track down and defeat an evil creature. The film's content includes rules and rituals involving the monster, which are easy for a child to believe. Unfortunately, as Zabo states, in 2014, 12-year-olds Morgan Geyser and Anissa Weir made headlines for repeatedly stabbing a friend, Peyton Lutany, in a ritual designed to appease the fictional creature. Thankfully, Peyton survived and made a full recovery. When it comes to censoring movies for being too disturbing, the line is drawn when a character's dialogue could cause harm to others, and the trouble is that not everyone agrees on how far is too far. As this figurative line is subjective, governments should still be able to ban movies for the dangers they may pose to the public. Because otherwise, who else will? Many governments ban the wrong movies, like the Blue Kite, and don't ban movies that are actually ban-worthy. Foreign governments should be held accountable to only be able to ban films for the express purpose of public safety. At the end of the day, when it comes to banning dangerous films, common people should be protected, not politicians. Maybe now when you think about banned movies, you'll think about films like The Blue Kite and Come and See. Those, or you'll just think about government corruption. I've been Sam Coulston, and thank you for watching.